Students, hello, it's your instructor John Medula with another screencast. This one about Pantone, total ink, and hexadecimal colors, or hex. So this is a very surface level view of it. So you know that CMYK is a color mode that's used in printing. It's 4 inks: yellow, magenta, cyan, and black, in that order, front to back. Get laid. They're transparent inks. They look like paint if you were to see them in person. They come in big cans, but anyway, they get laid very thinly, sometimes solidly, sometimes in a halftone pattern, which we'll get to in a bit, to create all the colors that we see in a printed publication, like a poster or a book or a brochure or what have you. And so because of that, something like this, CMYK, so this is I'm in CMYK mode in my document, so this image, you can see in the color panel here in Illustrator, is CMYK. It is 18 for the cyan value, 0 for the magenta, 100 for yellow, and 31 for the black. And this makes sense, because this is a greenish image, so it means it's predominantly yellow, some blue or cyan, and then some black, because it's a little darker than it normally would. So to show you what it would look like without black, you actually get a preview right here in the ramp, or the slider, but if I just take it out, it becomes much lighter. So that's that. Now Pantone, on the other hand, this color is exactly the same, but it's solid. It's solid ink. And what I mean by that is, if this color were to be used in a printing press, it would be either the 5th color, or maybe just the 2nd color if it was just black, and one color of ink, and then this color. That was it. For like a low-cost brochure or flyer. And the nice thing about Pantone is you can see I only have one slider. Okay, so all I can do with this color is just lighten it. Now this may seem bad, but the reason why this is good is because this is for color consistency. Notice the name of the color is a number. Like this one is, for example, 384C. That stands for the number in the color system, and then C is just for coated. There's different kinds of ink. This would be for coated ink or coated paper. I should say coated paper. And the reason why this is important is so that it can be sure to be consistent across many different print houses and applications. So for example, Cheerios uses a specific yellow, a Pantone color of yellow, on their cereal box. So if you look closely at it, there'll be no dot pattern, no halftone pattern. It's not comprised of multiple inks mixing together. It's just this solid yellow ink. In this case, we have this solid kind of moss green or something like that. So a dot pattern would appear as soon as it gets anything less than 100%, but it's still going to be solid when I have multiple types of dots mixing just one. We may not get to everything, so it cuts out to another video. Anyway, if I have a Pantone color and I need to convert it to CMYK for a print job that would require that only allows for a regular 4-color printing process as opposed to a 5th color or whatever, what I can do is just with it selected, I can just go over here and click on this one, convert to CMYK, and then I have it right there. Now it's just like this one where it's a CMYK process, not Pantone. This stuff does not matter when you're going to Office Max or a desktop printer or office copy machine, but if you're going to a print house, a professional print house, offset printing, that this stuff matters, because these Pantone inks will, especially if it's a 5th or 6th color, will cost more because it's more ink than the normal 4-color print process: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So that's that. Now to talk about this dot pattern, now if I go over into Photoshop, I have an image here of my son, and you can see there he is. It looks all smooth. Now, if this were printed out, CMYK mode, it would look, this is going to be heavily exaggerated, but it would be like this, comprised of dots. And if you'll notice, there are magenta dots, there are yellow dots, blue dots, and black dots, and they're all in different areas. So of course, where his eyes and mouth are, there's a shadow, so there's bigger dots and a heavier concentration of dots, and more of the darker colors like black and cyan are used. If I go to my channels, what I could do is I could actually see that the channels show the breakouts of the colors. And so for example, this is what it's like in a printing press. It would print yellow first, like that. There's a lot of yellow in his face. Then we would print magenta. And so again, magenta is darker than yellow, so it's used to fill in some of the shadow areas and add some color. Then cyan would come in, again, more in the shadow areas. And then the final step, black, comes in, so shadow areas in his hair, which is dark, gets a lot of black ink. That's how channels and halftones work.